welcome to the Ragening. Today we are going to look at The Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power official trailer. Oh boy, I can't wait.
Spoiler alert, it looks lame. It's not even a spoiler, is it?
There was a time when the world was so young
that it couldn't even have a sex change? It's just a number, innit?
There had not yet been a sunrise. But even then, there was light.
I know it's a fantasy world, but that is cosmologically impossible. Sorry, don't be Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Call to me, lands far away.
Drone shots really aren't as impressive as they were before everyone had a drone. It's like, yeah, New Zealand is quite spacious. We get it.
Elves have forests to protect. Dwarfs their mines. Men their fields of grain.
I don't know what that accent is supposed to be, but I feel like somewhere in my blood I should be offended by it.
But we Harfoots have each other.
For I must now wander this wandering way.
We're safe.
Is this basically the Fellowship, except it's the Fellow Sistership? Because I'm starting to get the feeling that that's where this is going.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel.
Oh, yes. No, okay, alright. So Galadriel is now somebody who wields a sword. I thought she had unbelievable sorceress, perhaps sorceress is not the right word, good witch powers, like magical powers. The hell does she need, 5 pounds of steel for? Okay, no, never mind. It seems like it's a bit of a downgrade for her, but let's go with that, because I guess it looks cool, or edgy, or dirty.
Put up your sword.
I am not feeling this Galadriel. The actress, I'm not saying that she's necessarily a bad actress, I can't tell, although she does not seem very good in this trailer, but she doesn't look like a being of incredible power. She looks like she should be playing in the remake of Bridget Jones's Diary.
The enemy is still out there. The question now is where?
Also, who was the architect here? We're going to go for, we want a style that really says casual disembowelment. Oh boy. I guess that's the evil person's lair. Oh, it's probably an evil man. Diversity doesn't go that far.
It is over.
You have not seen what I've seen.
I have seen my share.
You have not seen.
Bridget Jones has seen her vibrator explode.
What I have seen.
Oh man, and also on a personal note, I find it actually sort of offensive that this woman is lecturing this man over not having seen the shit, considering that J.R.R. Tolkien was a veteran of World War I. That man saw the shit, and he saw the shit that no woman in history has seen, not even World War I nurses, because they weren't expected to run into it. Okay? He probably saw men drowning to death in their own diarrhea, had to work alongside rotting corpses, and fend off rats the size of people's heads that were very much empowered to eat human beings. Okay, this was, and that doesn't even include the random complete bombing. Just potential death, and not the most horrifying kind of death, to choking to death on mustard gas.
But do they have any idea what it's like when someone eats the last peach?
Oh, the fact that they even have a female character making this kind of pompous statement is, you're appropriating the horrors that only men face. And you know what's really funny? Let's compare what she's doing here to what men who came back from World War I and World War II often said to their wives. You know what they said, or much more likely to say? No, you had it worse. That's what they would say. You were the one who suffered more. You know why? Because when you have really been in the shit, there is no contest. There's just burying it and trying to walk away. And you are shitting on the fact that this trilogy, Lord of the Rings trilogy, was in many ways an expression of the horrors that he went through. You are shitting on that, and you are appropriating men's experience and daring to put it in the mouths of a woman. And that is disrespectful.
The legend begins. Didn't it already begin with those 6 films, those 6 bloody long films? Books, whatever. Prequel schmequel, by the way, the legend begins when the story begins to be told, not when someone else takes over. What are we, erasing history? Sorry, we absolutely are erasing history. I keep forgetting because so much of it has been erased. Carry on with the timeless, everlasting present.
Darkness will march over the face of the earth.
Racist? Or are you talking about orcs? Apparently that's also racist.
It will be the end, not just of our people, but all peoples.
The age of peoples is over. I am no people. The words men and mankind are genderless terms, meaning all human beings. That was certainly the case in ye olden days. That's what should have happened in that scene with Eowyn and the Witch King. No man can kill me. I am no man. Chink! Yes, just a turn of phrase. You precocious little bint. But then an Oliphant falls on his head and kills him. Or something. Would have been funnier. IMO.
The past is with us all. The past is dead.
The past is with us all. The past is dead. What?
We either move forward or we die with it.
But death is in the future. You know, for everyone who might be listening, moving forward is what makes death inevitable. You haven't thought this through at all, have you? Typical progressives. Not everything new is necessarily good. Knobheads.
This could be the beginning of a new era.
Yeah, every day is the first day of the rest of your life. Is that this whole movie? Just one deepity after another.
Oh boy. Oh, here it is. So this is basically the gender flipped. So it is the fellow sisters. It is the gender flipped story of the hobbits. Not the Hobbit, but the hobbits during the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now we're going to see the women hobbits doing this, I guess. That always works out.
It's still called Lord of the Rings, though. Is that still not sexist? The Lady of the Rings has a nice ring to it.
Why are there no rings in this? Like, if you're going to call it the Rings of Power, if you're going to use rings as the motif, why are they not in there? Like, why don't you have them in there? And I'm guessing you're just completely abandoning the theme that the Rings of Power were presenting, which was that using absolute power to try to create good, the seduction of using power to your own ends, even if you think they're good, leads to a downfall. And Galadriel in the original trilogy, Galadriel in the original trilogy actually presented that. She had that flaw, or she recognized that in herself, that she had the capability of being seduced by the power of the rings, thinking that she was doing good and ending up doing evil. This Galadriel not only has no gravitas, but doesn't even have the weight of recognition. Most likely won't have the weight. Isn't presented here like she has the weight of recognition of her moral actions. She's not going to be a very interesting character if that's the case. And again, where are the rings? And this comes across because it doesn't have a sense of the stakes. It doesn't present a really credible threat or explain why everyone is going to be wiped off the earth. Or even if you don't explain that, just give a sense of the personal stakes. What are the personal stakes here? They aren't there. This just comes across as a cinematographic montage for an Apple TV background.
And why is it the rings of power? Women aren't interested in power. No, heavens to Cucamonga, no. It should be the rings of compassion and empathy and carrying all the shopping bags while your husband's in the toilet for an hour. And plus, rings are a symbol of marriage, which is, of course, oppressive to women. So we should do away with the rings and replace them with something that liberates women. Tampons? No, it's probably also oppressive too, somehow. Is there anything in the feminist mindset that isn't oppressive to women? No, it's everything except the feminist mindset itself. It's a hell of a box you've put yourself in. Boxes. There you go. Lady of the boxes. Done. Franchise that, my darlings. Create something new. It's what evil doesn't do. Best of luck. I'll see you on the other side of the future where no one dies with it. I'm too confused to do an outro. Bye.
Honey Badger, lift the face off the puppet master. Choose it out like a honey master. Spit it out into your copy pasta. The Honey Badger.